Okay, I want to ask about Europe, which is maybe in a more advanced stage than the US. It's also interesting what's going on there because Europe is the symbol of the Western developed politically correct culture. And what's happening there is that there are big waves of immigration, of refugees, especially Muslim refugees, coming into Europe. And people are really afraid to talk about the problem. The government doesn't want to talk about it, the media doesn't want to talk about it. Everyone's trying to really blur any violent occurrences in order not to directly say that it was done by Muslims, in order not to generate the same xenophobia. And therefore, they're trying to create a kind of a good and nice atmosphere towards the immigrants that will include them, accept them, and not to create a kind of a generalization that says that they're all bad. And by this, Europe is burying itself. So previously you said that it could bring to the outburst of fascism, and what we really see is that against all these attempts, suddenly right-wing radical movements are on the rise. And is it really an example to what you're saying? Exactly. Why is it this way? Why is the attempt to create a politically correct culture pan out this way? Because you're not treating the problem, you're hiding it, but it keeps on burning on the inside. So, on the one hand, you have a problem of these immigrants, and they're not participating in the European culture in a nice way, that this is maybe what Europeans thought will happen. And on the other hand, that the Europeans see what's going on and what they themselves gave birth to, it's a problem that you can't stop. The Europeans are being destroyed by the politically correct culture which they invented. They are destroyed by what they themselves shaped in European society. They tried to form an enlightened culture and it brought to destruction. It's not enlightened in any way. That I accept everyone, it doesn't mean that it's good. We see that the way human society is built, every nation has a place of its own, and if there's a mixture of cultures, then it has to be in a controlled manner and in a limited fashion. And here, to allow one nation to go into another nation, this always creates problems and it's a blow for generations, and there will be a big explosion up to a world war. Just to better understand what you're saying, you're talking about a society of equality and even love, and here you're saying that these governments or the Europeans shouldn't have allowed people in distress to come into their countries, that these are people that might die in their countries. So how do these things go together? The concept of love and equality, and on the other hand, sending refugees back to their countries where they might die. I take some place. Thank God there are enough of those on our planet, and I would move them all there and create such conditions for them there that they can live there, build themselves, provide for themselves. And humanity has lots of forces and the ability to do it. I understand that these people are fleeing war and all the problems that happen there. These are refugees, even though that I also have what to say about that, but suppose they're refugees, and that their intention is even correct and nice, and they have, suppose, no choice. I'm saying suppose about all of it, because, first of all, on all those that come to Europe, I don't see that they want to integrate there. They come with their culture, and they want for their culture to control the Europeans. And we see it according to what they say out loud, meaning the modern, distorted European approach brought destruction upon them, and they'll have no choice. They'll have to accept it as is. What actually was their mistake? The mistake is that if I bring in someone foreign, he needn't be foreign. He doesn't have to be like me, but also I don't have to be like them. But together we have to put together some new attitude, some new state. New. Meaning a nation that has many nations inside it and that they live together somehow harmoniously together. Everyone can have a culture and a family of their own, like we have in any other country. Everyone has different tastes, but everyone has one roof, that we all belong to one nation.